just to keep Holly happy this morning, I'm going to start the video with, oh my life, we're back.
See, there we go. That's your new handle and tagline.
So for all my videos, I've got to start this way.
Oh my life, we're back. Hello, everybody.
Don't think I'm going to do that, but you never know. I might do it for one or two.
And mine is going to be, welcome back to Whole Vlogs with me, Whole Dobbs. And I'm actually going to get some cue cards and start doing newsreader style. And
you see, Hole being so much younger has a far better handle on this than I do. So you just get me as I am, and I'm not going to be as witty and quick as this one.
Well, you are quite witty and quite quick.
Yeah, not at this time in the morning. Anyway, I'm going now. I'm going to go and get some horses in.
You're making inappropriate jokes at me when I first come in.
Yeah, that's true. Bye.
In the landscape.
Oh, you're ruining my view for everybody.
Yeah,
I was trying to show everybody the beautiful view.
I need everyone to enjoy my video more than your video, so I need to sabotage.
I'm going to cut Hole out. Anyway, look at this beautiful morning. It's stunning any time of year. So today I'm doing my first proper YouTube with landscape, so I hope you're all going to enjoy it rather than the portrait that I've been doing up until now. And I'll bring you plenty of the horses today. So last night we had little Annie in, my lovely Annie, who's had a relaxing couple of days after Christmas in Cartmel. And then Hoitze Poitze, our old boy, 21 years old. He's had a night in as well with our little wannabe, little Jubbers, who's down there making sure that the bowl was emptied. He's got his old rug on at the moment because he's going off for repair tonight. Hoitze's trying to push past me, but we don't let Hoitze go free rein on the yard, do we, Hoitze? Because he's very, very cheeky. He doesn't respect our rather flimsy barriers that are down there. But he's always tested fencing and been a little bit on the cheeky side. So I think we're going to head him down with the girls today and bring Hidde in so that they can have a swap. Hoitze can spend time with the ladies and Hidde can come up for a pamper. Hole's released Annie. Yeah. She's going free rein again. You can have kisses with Hoitze. Yeah. Don't be mean to my baby. Well, Annie, just push past her. Just push past her. There you go. Look, she's gonna rub on that wall.
Yeah, sometimes I have to be a little firm because otherwise Annie's gonna rub her neck off.
Can I do the same to you? Can I shout at you when you're doing things that I don't want you to do?
The outcome?
No.
Exactly. Yeah.
Just taking Hoitze down the road, and there's a big lorry coming. And Hoitze's never liked big lorries, have you, darling? No. So should we tuck you into the side of the field over here so that you don't have to worry about it? So yeah, he's always been funny about big vehicles, but as he's got older he's settled down more. He always just has a little dance about. He used to do it a lot when I was driving him. He's very noise sensitive. Like some of them are noise sensitive, some of them are more sight sensitive. Right, come on, let's get you down to the field. Hole's gone ahead to get Hidde in, because obviously we can't put you in there while Hidde's still in there, because there would be arguments, wouldn't there? Go on, handsome boy. Holly's given them a shout. And you can just... Oh, can you see through the hedge there? Maybe not. They're all just coming over the hill. What a beautiful sight. There they all are. They usually all stood down by the gate in the morning, but they were at the top end of the field today. In the next week, we're going to be getting all the work done down here. So Jodie's partner Phil, who has all the machinery, is going to come along and scrape back all of this area here so that we can get the stone down and make this a much safer area for them all. I'm feeling very bad actually bringing Hoitze into the gateway because Hidde's looking over here with absolute horror.
Sorry, but she was responsible for that.
For the electric,
Yeah.
Zhao just ploughed through the fence yesterday.
Yeah, she pushed through here, so...
Hidde's not going to be very happy that Hoitze is going out with the girls. But he'll be fine once he's in. So while Hol's taken Hidde up the road, that set off all the other boys who've come running through to the front here. And you can see Nero in the red, trying to wind everybody up, having a good run round, but he's a baby. He's also got, I'm assuming it's Obi there chasing him off, but they'll all be coming in a little bit later. I've got Doutzen here, and Rin, and actually I bought Maaike at the same time. So because Maaike and Doutzen haven't done a lot over the last couple of weeks with me being tied up with all the preparations, I'm going to be doing some work with them today. I might even take you out on a hack with Doutzen, not with Maaike, because Maaike's not a fan of hacking. We've had a few little dramas with her because that tests her confidence. She loves her schooling because she knows what it's all about. Talking about you, Maaike, but sometimes the unknown out hacking just makes her a little anxious. But more about that another day. Excuse me being a bit out of breath, it's a steep hill to climb up, that one. I wanted to say that a lot of people would get very worried about these all running around and being unsettled, you know, like they were just now. I'm afraid I didn't get it all on video, but you know, when Obi first arrived, he was quite unsettled and he would run around a lot when we were bringing horses in and out from the field. But now he knows what it's all about. And you know, whenever they're in a new environment, it does take them time to learn what that new environment is like. And for Nero, it's all very, very exciting right now. So even when Obi is chasing him off and putting him in his place, it's his way of kind of disciplining him and trying to explain to him, no, you don't do that, and try and wind everybody up. So Nero's trotting over to the hedge line there. He was galloping up and down as I walked up the road. But these three that I'm leading were very sensible because they know the score. There's Ren, Maaike, and Dow. But now I've come past, they've all settled down. They know there's nothing to be excited about. But you know, they'll probably do it again when we go down later because they'll all want to come in. And they'll probably have a good run round again. That's Angel Eyes on the right there with Nero. And then the three other boys, Obi, Ice and Veebs on the left. This is really interesting because Dow, Ren and Maaike, as you saw, have come up to the yard and they've had their legs washed down. That's Doutzen there. But Hol has actually let Maaike go loose on the yard today, which Maaike hasn't done before. But Maaike, being an anxious character, she's not quite sure what's going on and she doesn't quite know what to do. So it's been interesting watching her just for the last five minutes or so, because what she does is when she's uncomfortable, she does this whole head swinging. But you can see she just looks a little bit confused. But she'll get to grips with it. She'll learn what it's all about. She's just not quite sure why she's not in a box. We're in a turnout. You going to come out, Maaike? Go and have a wander around. Have a look in a stable. Go and help Hol muck out that stable. Yeah. So it's almost like she's searching for the reassurance.
But you know, it's interesting, like, I'm sure you've already said this, but she's one that likes to have boundaries and barriers. And as
She's
soon
doing
as,
the head swinging now again.
Because she's a very black and white character. Either it is or it isn't. And for her, this is a grey area because it's like, well, is it, isn't it? Am I allowed? Am I not?
Yeah. And this is one of the reasons why she struggles with the hacking, because there's the unknown out there. I'm going to spend a bit more time with Maaike today. No, I'm not going to spend a bit more time with you. I spend far too much time with you, Hol. So Renska can show you around and make sure that you're happy with it all. Do we think that Nero one day will go free rein on the yard? What do you think, Hol? Do you think Nero will go free rein on the yard one day? I think that would be carnage right now if he did, because he has no idea what it's all about.
Where's that come from?
Well,
Nero has nowhere near earned free rein privilege yet.
No, he hasn't.
He absolutely has not.
No.
Yeah?
One day.
The day Zhao has earned free rein privilege is the day Nero nearly
Yeah,
does.
that's never going to happen then, is it?
It will, when she's like 25.
See, I have this dream of just being up here on the yard with all of them roaming around, and we're just part of their herd.
Yeah. I have this dream of pushing you down the hill in your wheelchair when you're very old and decrepit one day too.
Thanks, Hol. I love you too.
I know.
I should just add to that last comment.
Is this the disclaimer about my behaviour?
It is, because lots of people on our Facebook behind the scenes page know that Holly gives me abuse all the time.
Yeah,
but
so does Tracy, but she's smarter than me and she just doesn't do it on camera.
Yeah, I'm a little bit more clever about how I do it. But yeah, I do give you abuse as well.
I like to say that, you know, I'm just real. I'm not fake.
Well, not all the time. Anyway, no, you are very real and we have a really good relationship.
Yeah.
So if you do hear Hol being incredibly disrespectful and rude to me, that's just who she is, and it's fine. She can be whoever she likes.
No, it's just how we work and it's how we get on.
Yeah.
It's our way of showing affection.
Exactly.
And Tracy does give as good as she gets. She just doesn't
sometimes,
feel
but just not early in the morning.
No.
Now I'm back down with the boys because our wonderful physio, Jenny Parker, has just arrived. So she's going to be taking a look at this young man today and telling me what she feels from a physio point of view. So he's coming in and Angel Eyes is coming in, so he'll be having a bit of physio today as well. Annie's first to have the special Jenny touch. And you've seen her quite a lot over the years, haven't you?
I have, yeah. Yeah, but it's a while since I've seen her this time. So she's getting the nice session this morning, aren't you, Annie?
She's just, because she doesn't do a lot of the sort of groundwork and schooling that the others do, she really just gets to do whatever she likes, don't you, Annie? Because you deserve it now. But obviously she pulls the carriage, and because she was doing the trip round the village for Christmas in Cartmel, I thought she deserved a nice session with Jenny under the lights. But I'm pleased to hear that you think she's moving better than ever.
She's moving great. She's moving great. Just a few little niggles. Nothing too major this morning. So it is just a nice massage for her, really. Just a bit of a loosen up.
Meanwhile, I've got my brush. I was just giving Nero a little tidy up, and then we're going to go and do a bit of groundwork before he needs to trot up for Jenny, because as you saw in one of the earlier videos, he can get a little keen trotting. So I'm just going to give him the time to do a little reminder of the groundwork, as he's not been in doing any for over a week now. There's Angel Eyes behind him. He's just had a leg wash and he's going to see Jenny in a minute too. Hidde's come out the friendship barn, just having a wander around with the girls. I know I said it in an earlier video, but you can see how much better Hidde is walking with his front feet. Now he's got those pads on that Chris put on. Oh, that banging is Nero getting jealous because I'm not paying him attention now. And now Maaike's come over to say hello, now that she's getting to grips with this whole free rein thing. She'll be jealous as well. But I promised Maaike we're going to do a little bit once Nero's seen Jenny. There's little jubbers in the background. Oh, you want to do some mutual grooming, don't you? Maybe not right now.
Discussing how I've allowed Yodel to get fat again.
Yeah, she'll lose it soon enough.
I mean, I think she's still, you know, she's still fitter than she was. The belly's just come back because she's on the winter grass now, so it's sad. She will lose it.
Jenny, are there any other yards that you go to where they just allow their horses to just roam free around the yard?
Mine.
Yours, excellent. You see, you've got the right way.
I do a little little bit of weeding and yeah, it's all good fun.
Excellent.
Nobody can get in or out. It's good.
Yeah. JB wants a Jenny session.
Yeah.
Do you do many Shetlands?
Look at him. I do.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do. There's a couple that I do.
Whoa.
Yeah, a couple of racing Shetlands actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Do they do the Shetland Grand National?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And they're absolutely brilliant.
If anyone's watching this and you're tiny and you'd like to participate in the Shetland Grand National, let us know.
JB's going to bite you now. He doesn't want to be ridden, do you?
Look at him. He says, "No, I quite like my life."
Yeah.
He's wandering around,
Yeah, but now
being the mascot. Hey.
we have to expose him now, Jenny. I don't think you could do physio on him because you wouldn't be able to feel the muscles under.
He's got a little bit tubby recently because he's been out with the boys. Oh, no, it's all fluff.
It's so cold now, Ollie.
That's why he's
So
got.
cold.
You know,
He's going to go down to the feed room now.
he is. He's like a little guinea pig. Can we get a guinea pig?
No.
Oh.
No, I thought you wanted ducks.
I do too. Yeah, Jenny, have you ever been to any yards where there's guinea pigs?
No.
See, Tracy, if we got those, we'd be special.
No.
No, we're not getting guinea pigs.
Then Jenny could like do physio with a guinea pig on her shoulder.
On that note.
Yes.
Yeah. That's it. Everyone's had their Jenny session and Jenny's off.
I'm off.
Yeah.
I'm off. Yeah, they're all very happy now, look.
And back again February time.
Back again in February.
Wonderful. Doutson's helping Nero out to the hay bar. I will be hopping on her in a bit as she didn't do anything last week. Come on, Maaike. Should we go in and do some stretching? I know that your hamstrings are always very tight, so we need to loosen them off a little bit. I'd like to show you a little bit with Maaike as well if I can, because I think one of the interesting things, and I know from posting the first video that I did of Nero doing some groundwork which he didn't understand, was you do have to get a little bit stuck in to start with until they understand what you're asking. And a lot of people don't like to show that. They don't like to show that you have to be quite physical with the horses, and as long as you're quick with that physical behaviour and then you release the pressure, and they learn very quickly. And I've just brought Maaike in, and it was really interesting because bringing her in after working with Nero, where he's just learning to understand. I know when I first started with Maaike, she couldn't back up. She was so tight and tense. Whereas now, and I'm hoping this will come across on the video, when I was first asking her to back up, she never wanted to, and you know, she was always wanting to go forward and go over the top of me. And I had to be quite exaggerated with the movements with the rope and with my arms to explain to her. And you know, a lot of that comes from, you know, if I think back to riding in the early days, when you're first teaching a horse something, you have to be quite exaggerated with your own movements. But the more they learn to understand it, then the more subtle you can become. And you see all these top riders, and you see them riding and they're hardly doing a thing, because it's tiny little subtle movements that they're making through their bodies to communicate with the horse. But those subtle movements don't work when you're first explaining it to them. So I remember there was somebody who commented on one of my videos with Nero that I was waving my arms around too much and confusing him. Well, I needed to do that to start to get that communication across. Whereas like with Maaike now, who's been doing it for a while, all I need to do is make very subtle movements with the rope, and she knows what it's about. So I just have to move this one hand, and she knows that that means to go back. Whereas when I first started, I had to be quite exaggerated with my movements. But that subtleness can only come after you've done the work with them and, you know, repeated it so that they begin to understand what it is you're asking from them. We're just back from a lovely trip out with Dow and with Yodel. They're getting their after hack, Carrot? Did you work quite hard, Hol?
Yeah. Yeah, I got a lot of learning to do and maybe a bit of crying.
Aww.
Oh.
I'll cry with you.
In fact, were you actually?
Yeah, but you're working with probably the hardest horse to work with on the yard. Well,
Yeah.
other than Special Child.
But I think I know as well for me is that it's my own mind, because when stuff starts going wrong, it's very easy to panic and get frustrated rather than taking a step back and assessing the situation logically. Because I think a lot of the time with a horse, when something's not working, you panic and you go, well, why is it not working? You just keep on trying and trying and trying.
And then they shut off.
Yeah,
It's
or
like
they
that
run
whole
away.
yeah, it's that whole like if you keep kicking a horse, then they're not
Yeah.
going to go any faster.
And also, in the words of Albert Einstein, trying to do something the same way again and again and again and expecting a different outcome is insanity.
I didn't know you knew about Albert Einstein.
I am Einstein reincarnated.
Anyway, we heard a noise back here when we got back.
And
It's
the
not-
alcoholic.
The alcoholic in the friendship barn. There's Hidde over there, Nero. There's Woody. Oh, it's Tamara. Have you drunk all the mulled wine that was left in the barn?
No, I've left a little bit.
So what are you doing?
I'm measuring the insulation to go around the soil pipe so it doesn't get blocked like it did in the unfortunate incident with Vince the other day.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so when it freezes here, the toilet freezes up and the water all freezes up, but we won't go into the details of that now. Thanks, Tamara, even though you don't use this toilet because it is like a yard toilet.
Yes, I don't use it.
Yeah, but it'll keep Hol happy because Hol can't go through a day without peeing at least 10 times.
It's not actually the pee that I'm worried about.
Yeah, let's not go there. Anyway,
Got my measurements now.
Oh, sorry. Do we need to know anything about the mulled wine that was left in the friendship barn?
No, there's a little bit left.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Okay.
I'm sure.
I'll go and tell Hol. It's been really lovely today to get back with all the other guys that I've had to put on the back burner a little bit while we were prepping for Christmas in Cartmore, and obviously with Nero arriving. So I've managed to do a bit with Doubts and Maaike and Bear, who are three of the main ones that I work with mostly. So Teddy Bear hasn't done anything really for a couple of weeks, and I've just brought him in the arena to do a bit of groundwork. And it's one of the things that I love about Friesians, and I always thought this right from the start of getting them, is it sounds really awful, but you can pick them up and put them down. I remember working with thoroughbreds for a long time, and if you weren't working them regularly, you know, they could be very, very silly, but maybe I just didn't understand them well enough. Whereas with these guys, even if they don't do anything for a couple of weeks, it's not the end of the world. So yes, we've had to go back a little bit, take a step back, but you know, he remembers what the groundwork's about. He's got a little bit tubby just because he hasn't been doing anything, but he's really pleased to be back doing some work. So I'm hoping that over the next few months I can do a little bit more with them, but obviously as we're now into winter, we're not blessed with an indoor arena, and when it freezes, obviously we can't do anything because the roads are frozen, so we can't bring them in from the fields, and the surface in the arena freezes. But you know, we can just only do what we can do. But they're always really happy if they can come in and do a little bit. And you know, I love all the horses, but I do have a particular soft spot for Teddy Bear. He's just so lovely to work with. He reminds me an awful lot of my original heart horse, Drommy. He's very, very similar in his characteristics to him. But as I say, I love them all dearly, all equally, but I do have a particular soft spot for Teddy Bear. Hey, little Teddy.